Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report with Alpari. And as always, we'll start with the macro calendar. We got a few interesting movements. First of all, we do have this reversal on American dollar. On many instruments, that strength of the American dollar seen recently was denied, is being denied right now, which on a few instruments created false breakouts opportunities. Also, what we have is a strong movement on the New Zealand dollar. Well, it's hard to say that it's contributed to the macro data. I don't think it is, because we didn't have really important data overnight. We had PPI from New Zealand and PMIs. I'm sorry, I have to refresh the website. We had okay, for today. Yes, we had business PMIs, and then we had PPIs. It's more of a technical situation and a stop loss triggering on New Zealand dollar to American dollar. We got nice movement on oil, but I will tell you about that on the technical part. And well, I think the main story is a strong reversal on stocks. It is obviously supported that the House passed the tax reform package, Republicans package, with a final vote of 227 to 205. And that was perceived as a very positive information for the traders. Even that subpoena issued for Trump didn't change that. Let me show you the oh no, let's obviously focus on the macro calendar for the next week, because we need to know about the data ahead. Okay, actually, let's see what we should expect today, because we still have a pack of data from US, from the housing market, and important data for the Canadian dollar, CPIs. So definitely influential data, and for oil traders, Baker Hughes, US oil rig count. Also, that should be important for the oil traders. And that being said, we can now focus on the for the calendar for the next week. We have to wait a little bit. See you next week. Okay, on Monday, as usual, on Monday we don't have any important events apart from the PPI from Germany and speech from Mario Draghi. On Tuesday, we'll have meeting minutes from Reserve Bank of Australia and a speech from Reserve Bank of Australia governor. So that will be important. Inflation report hearings from UK, and that's it. Obviously, GDT price index, which is important for New Zealand dollar. On Wednesday, a speech from Janet Yellen, non-monetary policy ECB meeting, durable good orders, important data, and FOMC minutes, right? So that will be important. And what else do we have on Thursday? Not much. On Friday, not much as well. So when you compare that to the calendar, well, GDP from UK, right? That will be important. But if you compare the calendar for this week and the next week, you can see that the next week is pretty really empty. Now let's check the situation from the technical point of view. We start with oil. As I said, there is an interesting situation on oil because the price finally broke this long-term resistance here on 55.1, which was a resistance at the end of 2016, at the beginning of 2017. The price broke that, and according to price action rules, it is more than welcomed that the price tests that as a closest support. And that's actually what is happening right now. Well, what was happening in the past 2 days, price was testing this level as a support, and that test was positive for buyers. So this support was defended, and we can see a bullish price action here, so we can see a bullish bounce. Apart from the horizontal support, what we had here is an upper line of the channel up formation, and here in this place we had a combination of those two supports. So no real surprise that it resulted with an upswing here. And obviously the sentiment on oil stays positive. On American dollar to Mexican peso, what we do have here is a typical example of a false breakout and a typical reaction after false breakout. So price first broke the upper line of the triangle, then broke the horizontal resistance. What is this resistance? Well, it's 38.2 Fibonacci, but also you can see that it was respected even before this Fibonacci retracement was established. And the price broke that, but buyers were unable to hold the price above for a day, which resulted with a false breakout. And usually you cannot be surprised by the fact that usually after false breakouts the movements are in the opposite direction, are very strong and directional. That's what happened here. Strong downswing. Now I guess that the price aiming first horizontal resistance, it's just a matter of time, and even we can see I think that the price can have a bigger downswing here, aiming this another Fibonacci level and this horizontal support here. American dollar to Japanese yen, also a victim of false breakout. What false breakout? Well, okay, let's start with the false breakout here. Important resistance from May, proven in July, tested in October, and here broken in November. But this breakout, I remember this because I wrote an analysis about that. It was on Monday. It was a false breakout, and the price after that reversed sharply. So this is this false breakout. After that, the price reversed sharply. On the smaller time frames like H1, H4, what you can see here is a left shoulder head and a right shoulder. And here is also a beautiful example of how price action works, how price action is beautiful, is that you had this horizontal support here, which could be considered as a neckline, and you have horizontal and inclined neckline, and after the breakout the price tested that as a so that was a support, and according to price action laws, according to price action rules, broken support becomes a resistance, and that is actually what happened here. So support became a resistance, and the price aimed significantly lower. The price made new midterm low, new midterm lows. We are on the lowest levels since 20th of October, and the sentiment is negative. Well, I don't want to say that the potential target is here, because that would be very like pessimistic. But I can say that the potential target is at least here, which creates a good opportunity for the midterm traders because it's an 80 pips downswing. Let's now see euro dollar, which was correcting this recent upswing, but dollar weakness created a situation that this reversal wasn't too deep, so they stopped on 38.2. They didn't go any lower. Currently we are still in the correction mode, so if you're a long-term buyer, that's not a good place to buy. You should think about the end of the correction, and so far we do not have any signals where this correction can end. I think that the price can stay in this correction for the next few days, but as there was a buy signal here, and it was a good buy signal, I don't see any trading signals here anymore. American dollar to Swiss franc bounced from a very important horizontal support here, but now, as for now, they failed to break the upper line of the flag formation. The breakout of the upper line of the flag formation would trigger a buy signal, but so far we don't have a buy signal here. We had at some point, but I'm afraid that can be a false breakout. We will see if the price will be able to make new higher high. That will be a buy signal. American dollar to Canadian dollar. So first I thought that the right shoulder of this inverse head and shoulder formation is here, but now we have to extend it. Maybe we'll have a reaction after CPIs today. Yesterday I was waiting for the breakout of the upper line of the flag here. That would be an ultimate buy signal and really a good buying opportunity. And that is why, that's a good lesson. That is why I always say that you need to wait for a breakout of any particular support or resistance. Why is that? Because everything was pointing north here. Bounce from the trend line, inverse head and shoulder formation, breakout of the upper line of the wedge, but we were missing just breakout of this horizontal resistance here, this orange one, and breakout of the upper line of the flag. But apart from that, everything was positive. Those two factors were not negative, they were neutral. We were just waiting for them to happen because they will be extremely positive. So instead of thinking that the price can break it, expecting that, you should not expect anything, but you should just trade it. So what you should do is to trade the breakout. There was no breakout, so there was no trade. If you would be expecting the breakout and you would buy here, probably this trade would end up on loss. I wasn't expecting that. I was waiting for that to happen here, right, with a pending order. I still have this pending order waiting for an activation here, this buy stop position, because I do believe that breakout of this level should trigger buy signal here. Those were mentioned. Now American dollar to Polish zloty, after breaking this lower line of the wedge, price is having like a sideways trend, but eventually the price should go lower, and we should see lower levels and new midterm bottoms on American dollar to Polish zloty. Next instrument is Euro to British Pound. Euro to British Pound is still in the sideways trend. There was a positive signal here. It gave 100 pips, which for Euro to British Pound is a very good number. And now we have to wait for a fresh trading signal, because that one is already like old and is no more there. Here you can see this downswing today on New Zealand dollar, but it's in line with our technical situation. And you remember that this is New Zealand dollar to Singaporean dollar instrument that we like very much recently, because it has very good technical movements. Very good technical movements. Downswing, wedge, downswing, wedge, downswing. Probably we'll have a correction soon, but to be honest with you, I would prefer to see the price first on this horizontal support. I have a short position here for quite a long time. I think I opened that somewhere there. It's going pretty well. It's like 1,200 euros on that. And that's the place where I have a take profit order. So we were telling you about this instrument for a long time, and I traded that myself, and this situation really is really good, really technical, and I like how the price moves here. Next one is gold. Gold is still in this flag. That's kind of a sideways trend, not very interesting recently. It's trading on gold. We moved from 1,265 to 1,290. Unfortunately for buyers, well, buyers can be happy with two things: with a defense of this orange support and the breakout of this red downtrend line. But the formation that we are having now is a clear flag, and the flag is a trend continuation pattern. This is a flag, and flag should continue this trend, this downtrend. So as long as we stay in the flag, the most possible and probable scenario is the price breaking the uptrend line and aiming the orange support again. So a short-term midterm sentiment on gold is rather negative right now. Silver is very boring as well. Look at that. For the past 3 weeks, what we have is a sideways trend in a very tight range. Here. Look on a daily chart. It's a very tight range, actually, exactly in the middle of the recent price swings. That's what they call consensus, right? Everybody's happy with the current price. And Australian dollar to American dollar is doing what was expected from it. So it's testing the uptrend line after we broke from this sideways trend here, marked with this gray rectangle. So we expected that, as you can see with this arrow, bearish breakout, and again bearish breakout, test of the recent support as a closest resistance. Test was positive, downswing, sideways, downswing, and now it's time to test the bullish sentiment here. If buyers want to continue the upswing, what they should do is to make a reversal here. I want to check if those are corrections, equalities, patterns. Let's go with this one. This one is a bit bigger. So no, not yet. But okay, it's not the first correction. but maybe it's this one. Oh. To the correction quality, we still have this amount of space. In the long term, let's check Fibos. Right here, Fibo properties. Let's make it more visible. That's not a surprise that breakout of the 38.2 caused such a strong reversal. So trend line, actually I took those into the consideration, but maybe we should connect with this low. And then what we would get here is a combination of three important factors. So we get a 50% Fibo, we get correction equality pattern, and we have a trend line. That can be potentially a nice place for a reversal. So if you will spot a bullish price action there, that will be a nice buy signal. S&P 500, that's bullish, so upswing, flag, defense of the horizontal support, breakout of the flag, then a correction, then we should see new all-time highs on S&P 500. Chances for new all-time highs on S&P 500 are very, very significant. DAX is not worse. DAX defended this long-term horizontal support with a nice candlestick here, and the sentiment is definitely positive on DAX. Next one, Bitcoin. New all-time highs on Bitcoin. Not a surprise again. Downswing, V-shaped reversal. Like after this downswing, people who bought at the beginning of the week. That's one of the best weeks in the history of Bitcoin. Yes, definitely. If someone bought here, he's a rich man by now. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar. This negative sentiment towards New Zealand dollar can be seen here. But so far we do not have a buy signal still. We need to break, for the buy signal, we still need to break this green horizontal resistance here. Dollar index, after breaking the lower line of the flag and coming back under the neckline, we're supposed to see a stronger dollar. But those long tails can be a negative sign for the future strength of dollar. As long as we stay below the orange area, it's not so bad. It's not so bad at all, but it's not the greatest bearish setup either. Euro to Japanese yen, broken resistance becomes support, and in the long term we do have this short rectangle. We are waiting for the breakout either of the red resistance or green support. And a cable is in a sideways trend, but recently broke the upper line of the symmetric triangle. That can create a short-term buy signal, not long-term, because for the long term we need to break this horizontal resistance here. And British pound to Australian dollar, that's a good one, because on a daily chart, that's a symmetric triangle formation. Breakout of the upper line of the triangle should trigger buy signal, but I would be cautious with that because we do have this horizontal resistance here. So what can happen is we can have like a breakout here, then a comeback, let's say, to the trend line, and then a breakout of the line again. For the long-term buy signal, we need to see a price here. American dollar, American dollar to Russian ruble. After breaking the trend line, we now see a reversal, a strong 3 bearish candles in a row. The potential target is here, and with this sentiment we should eventually get there. Let me scan the market one more time for you. So euro dollar waiting for a proper signal, but it looks like short-term signal is negative, long-term signal is still positive. Here American dollar to Swiss franc rather positive. Here I'm waiting for the important data, but when the price will get there, that will be a positive buy signal. WTI buy signal, here sell signal, here American dollar Japanese yen sell signal, American dollar Polish zloty sell signal, euro to British pound waiting, New Zealand dollar Singaporean dollar sell signal, gold waiting, silver waiting for the breakout, sell signal on Australian dollar to American dollar, S&P 500 buy signal, DAX buy signal, Bitcoin obviously buy, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar buy, dollar index no signal, euro to Japanese yen waiting for the breakout, British pound to American dollar short-term buy signal, and British pound to Australian dollar, well, no signal because we are on an upper line of the symmetric triangle and it can be a strong resistance. So for the proper signal we need to wait. Okay, thanks very much for watching daily analytical report. Now we'll have a short break, and after the break we will have a webinar about candlestick formations and price patterns. Very interesting, and you will learn a lot on it, definitely. Thanks very much, and see you on half an hour. If you won't attend, see you